Yeah, y'all know what it is. I don't know what's going on with the screen here. I just told on myself how this is working. Y'all can hear me fine?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
cool. All right, so you know what we do. I'm just gonna hop into this video right fast. Share, like, subscribe. Episode 103. Let's go.
Sound ain't working.
I don't know what's going on, fellas. I apologize. I got a whole new system, trying some new shit going on, and it just didn't work out. But Madism Sports, episode
Yeah,
103 with the brothers. Big West got a lot going on in Houston, so we want to jump right in so he can get his 1-2 and be out. Hopefully we got something special planned for tomorrow. I'll get confirmation in a few, but we may be doing a special episode of Madism Sports. Tune in, you'll see what it's all about. Somebody legendary put it down in the NBA, but I'll let y'all know later. That said, let's just hop into the NBA, fellas. Actually, no, let's not do that because I know y'all want to talk about March Madness.
well, let's give a little love to the ladies first. I mean, I don't know if y'all been keeping track on the women's side, but Dawn Staley and those South Carolina, they've been doing their thing. Caitlin Clark for Iowa.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been really dominating. I mean, men's or women's side, she's owned March.
Set records galore.
Yeah, and then you got the other two teams. You got LSU on one end, and then they face Virginia Tech, your first time number one seed, but playing really well. So let's give a shout out to the ladies because they're doing their thing, and it should be two good games. South Carolina may get tested because Caitlin's a beast, yo. She she can pull up from anywhere.
That's
So
from Iowa.
yeah, the guard from Iowa, and
like she's the female Steph Curry, bro.
yeah, and that whole squad, their starting five been playing together the past 3 years. You know, so and this is their they've had some success, but this is their best year yet. So they have enough continuity where, you know, South Carolina's been dominant, but these girls could give them a little run. And Caitlin's special, obviously.
Yeah, I think the girls' tournament's been really good. You know, South Carolina's so deep, man. They can play 10. They take out their first 5, and there's really no drop off.
Nope.
It's not even fair, really, what Dawn's doing down there with her team. You know, but Iowa, I think because of their depth, they'll be able to deal with Iowa. You know, but South Carolina's good. Hey, Virginia Tech look good in their game. Watch them. You know, it's going to be good.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, man. So, you know, with the men's game, NCAA men's, a lot of surprises, a lot of first times in the Final Four. Well, not a lot of first times, but, you know, FAU being there is like huge.
FAU,
a lot of first time. You're right, because it's three first times.
Oh, Worth? It's 3?
Yeah,
it's 3.
Wow.
FAU,
Miami and FAU first time.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Miami, South Florida got 2 Dade County schools in the same tournament. You know, 2 Dade County schools.
That's crazy. Wait a minute. What was they're in Boca Raton?
FAU in Miami.
Yeah,
Boca Raton. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, man. Yep. So, who y'all
I'm gonna
got?
tell you one thing before we start. Like, I want to bring up one point. It's baseball related because we're about to start of the season, and I just looked up some information on I was looking at averages back in 1970, 78, 79, and I wanted to start there. But what I did find out, and it's causing me to be more curious because, you know, we always talk about the lack of African American baseball players. So in 1978, 79, there were 20 hitters that were in the top 10 in the American League and top 10 in the National League in average. And it went from like 336 down to like 304, something like that. And you know that 16 of those 20 players were African American?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And then, so in looking going forward, you kind of think, well, what happened if you had 16 of the top 20 hitters in the league were African American in 79? What happened to the percentages as the years have gone on and on for the players? Because everybody on the list was black. It was crazy. Like, I just couldn't believe it. I kept looking at the names, and every person was a black player. Wow. And so I just don't know,
because even our brothers from the DR and Puerto Rico.
No, but this was
African American, homegrown
African American players.
Negro, black, Moor.
Yes. This wasn't Latino. This was all black.
No disrespect to our Latino brothers and sisters because they dominate in the sport, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, but
this is what we're saying. Like, wow, what happened to the American-born black athlete because they were dominating in the late 70s? And what made me look it up was Reggie Jackson's documentary.
I gotta see that.
Oh, okay, good.
I mean, dude was making $25,000, and people always think about the racism part. Raleigh Fingers said that they had to hide Reggie Jackson outside of hotel dining rooms because they didn't want to serve Reggie. How about that?
70s and 80s. This ain't 30s, 40s, 20s, 50s, the 70s, and the 80s.
It was the late 60s to be exact.
Oh, late 60s?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's right.
And the owner of the Oakland A's paid Vida Blue $40,000, and he was 27-8 in the season. 27-8, and he paid Reggie $25,000. So Reggie led the league in homers.
Wow.
It's crazy, you know, being that you jumped in with that point, with the Lamar Jackson thing going on with the NFL, and you know, I'm in these different Facebook groups watching the commentary from other folks who are very critical of Lamar, very degrading of Lamar, very much diminishing of his talents, his skill set, and his strategy and how he's dealing with his contract. And they going in, and every time I comment, like, I get like a bunch of responses. You clown, you fool, you're this, you're that, you're that. And so far, I put up one comment that nobody seems to want to touch. And I put up something. They were like, what if? Like, what if Lamar didn't get hurt last year in the playoffs? What would have happened with the Bengals? What if? I was like, what if Curt Flood never sued the Major League Baseball? Crickets. Y'all know who Curt Flood is?
Yeah.
I know y'all know.
Oh, okay.
Right. But to the naysayers of Lamar Jackson and his strategy and how he's dealing with things, and when you think of Curt Flood and what he was doing at the time, I'm sure the criticism, the diminishing of his skill set, how dare he ask, for what he's asking for. He's done like all of that was going on, and when Curt, and he didn't actually benefit from his stance, but everybody since Curt Flood owes that man salutation. I mean, everybody in Major League Baseball owes that man salutations for what he was able to do for them, and with the salary cap and not salary cap, with free agency, and them being able to make hundreds of millions of dollars. Lamar Jackson may be that same type of player. Yeah. So your point on baseball just made me thinking it's like the what?
Yeah, it's just I want to dig into it though. I want to dig into it because I want to know what happened to the American, the African American player, from that point. Because was it basketball? Did basketball kick in when Magic and Bird kicked in? Is that when it started to drift? Mm-hmm. But they were definitely relevant.
I think it was the funding at the recreational level.
Well, they stopped funding the little league baseball in the inner cities.
Yep.
And then they stopped doing that.
And that directly points to even the fan base. I mean, look at as young kids. I mean, all of us were baseball players because we definitely saw blacks playing baseball. And, we played it as kids. But as we got older, or, the younger kids behind us, they're not into baseball at all. And you look at that percentage now of the top 20, you probably got two African Americans on that list. You know what I'm saying? Today, if any.
Growing up across the street from Raleigh Park in East Orange, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it was all about baseball. Mm-hmm. All about baseball. Yeah. Folks don't know where Raleigh Park is at East Orange. It was a bullshit diamond, a bullshit field, but we were just that much into baseball that we made it happen. We could always find 18 players to come on out, right? Mm-hmm. Now, when I got to junior high school, all the cool kids, the tack heads, quote unquote, hung out at the basketball court. Mm-hmm. So basketball at that point kind of became the rites of passage for, it was easy to assemble. You didn't need 18 people to play. You didn't need a lot of equipment. You just needed a basketball. And as I think basketball has replaced baseball as America's pastime, and football, of course, it's just the black athlete sees the success with football and basketball he just doesn't see in baseball. It's like it's too much effort, too much, the competition. Not to say we can't compete, but football and basketball, we dominate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
don't disagree.
Yeah, no, it's going to be an interesting find when you dig in, because that's it's actually been an ongoing conversation for a while. What happened to the African American athlete baseball? So that's going to be a dope conclusion, bro.
And I just think that even from 1979 to have 16 brothers representing as the top hitters in baseball, I don't even think people know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Dave Parker was Dave Parker and Rod Carew were leading each league, and we know Rod Carew was just a beast. But Rod Carew had a partner that passed away the year after he died in '79. Another Minnesota Twin had an unfortunate death. That was like number 2. And I had to look him up. I think his last name was Boswick. I was like, who is that? I think it's Lynn Boswick. And I was like, I didn't know who that was. Looked him up, 323 average for Minnesota. But just brother after brother after brother. Then it was like George Brett and then more brothers.
And baseball was the one sport that was on all the time as well when we were young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You
And so I think it's correlation, Coach, because baseball was on all the time, and it was a lot of African Americans that you could see. So more people played. And as we drifted into other sports, and now with social media, and baseball gets less attention, and now we're less visible from the eyes of our kids that are watching. There's no interest because people like to do what they can relate to.
Yeah, and it's such a slow game too.
It is.
And
the popularization and the marketability and all of that big boom with basketball came as we were growing up. So it was going to be natural for us to shift over to that anyway. But basketball and David Stern, they really kept up with the times as far as marketing. You know what I'm saying? Make it, keep it in front. And baseball, they just, kept it the way it always been, which is why their fan base has dwindled over the years. I mean, it's just,
Yep.
That's all I wanted to point out.
Peace, G.
Peace, brothers.
Mr. Buds, what's up?
Greek Buds.
Peace, brothers. Peace.
Oh man, now I know I'm gonna have some good thoughts today. Resistance is futile on this episode.
How is everyone doing? How's Coach doing? How's everybody doing?
Good,
man. Pretty good.
Yo, Reed, you on your phone?
I am.
Can you turn it horizontal? Yeah.
Is that better?
You got it up and down or sideways?
There we go.
That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Right now, we're talking about the the lack of African Americans in Major League Baseball. Wes noticed that since 1979, there's really been a steep decline. In 1979, 30 of the top hitters were African American?
No, I said
15 and 16.
16 of the top 20 hitters were African American.
Okay. Right.
Which
and
was,
now,
which was interesting.
Yeah, so he's going to do a little research, do a deep dive into the reasons why the African American, input into Major League Baseball has declined. See, we come up.
I think one of the main reasons is because they recruit overseas in the Latin countries. There's a lot of leeway working with people that need visas. And Latin Americans, it was American pie. So this is a white game. And now the Latins really run the game. Except for those hitters that stand out that are black. So over the years, since the 70s, we could talk about so many hitters, whether they were home run hitters or whether they were players like Rod Carew that got on base, or Jim Rice that were long ball hitters, or George Forster, or just people that hit the ball that were African American. I think they have earned some stripes, but I think that presently what you're saying is prevalent.
Yeah, it's like he's naming those names, and I remember all of them. You had Griffey Sr., you had Don Baylor, you had Lou Whitaker, Randolph, Mickey Rivers, Oscar Gamble, Matlack, Al Oliver,
Parker,
Andre Dawson, Willie Stargell, Willie McCovey. Absolutely. I mean, it was just these are all dope players.
Yep.
Man, Willie Stargell was my man.
Yeah. Yep. So that's what I just saw. I saw that earlier, and I found that to be interesting.
That's dope. Thank you.
Yeah, that is dope. That is dope. And I think we should talk about that again as you find out more. And shit, I'm gonna do some research myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And we definitely can't take anything away from the Japanese, like JT says, because
No question.
they have a couple of leagues over there, and their dominance of the World Baseball Classic is testament to the fact that they've certainly lowered, even the gap, I should say, if there's even internationally, and that's with the Latins and Americans, because the Japanese know how to play some baseball.
All right,
man, that WBC was dope. I'm not gonna lie. I watched a lot of games.
Yeah.
It was dope. Like even that last at bat. How you gonna throw 2 100 fastballs, then throw a 102 waist pitch, and then kill a man with a slider? I was like, yo, it was off the hook. Trout didn't know what was coming at him. It was crazy to see Trout and Ohtani. That was the last out of the game for the championship. It was Mike Trout against his own teammate Shohei Ohtani. And Ohtani didn't he ain't cut no shorts. He threw him like throwing gas. Then he threw like a 102 mile an hour like waist pitch, got him off balance a little bit, and then he came back with the slider, and Trout was just like out in front, and the game was over. It was a wrap. I was like, it was nice. It was kind of a nice moment.
That was definitely.
It's nice watching Ohtani, man. He's just like he's a throwback.
You see him get paid today, right?
What do you get?
I didn't see that.
Most ever year athlete for a year, $65 million.
Ooh.
1 year, the largest 1 year basically purse for any athlete, in the major sports. 65 mil.
He got 1 year, 65 million.
Yep. 30 million signing bonus.
Wow.
You know what I noticed? And I could be bugging. Please tell me if I'm bugging. It could be a stretch.
I'll tell you now, you bugging.
Okay.
What?
So
what'd you say? Why would you bugging?
So you remember how USA basketball kind of fell off in the international game?
For sure.
And caught a lot of heat for it.
Mm-hmm.
As they should.
Right. I don't remember the same thing happening to baseball as other parts of the world started spanking that ass.
No, they did. They caught flag.
They caught.
They definitely caught flag.
Huh?
Yeah.
They did. Okay, I'm bugging.
Yeah.
But it's different.
They caught some heat.
Because it's a classic. I expect the United States to win.
Well, yeah, but this is all kind of new as far as like international play, as far as like the U.S. holding a mantle and all that other stuff. Yeah, the Japanese have dominated the WBC, and not even really, because I think we won the last one, didn't we?
No, we haven't won since 17, actually.
Oh, I thought we won.
United States won in 17, but I mean, Venezuela is dope. Puerto Rico was dope. Cuba was dope. I mean, and all the players, they all in the major leagues. And so it was kind of a dope. It was just it was well done. And United States had a nice team. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. The squad was thorough. They had no pitching, but they didn't have no pitching because it's tough in the spring to have good pitching because all the pitchers are just trying to catch up on the United States, where these other countries either don't care or Japan is playing way before. Their spring training is not now. But and then the Mets lost their closer.
Yeah.
Don't even remind me. Don't even remind me. Don't remind me. I was gonna bring that up. That is a damn shame. And
he was celebrating.
We just got this dude. Listen, man, I'm so disappointed. I mean, he was celebrating.
Yeah, he was celebrating.
He was
Puerto Rico's
celebrating. It wasn't even on the field.
Like twisted his knee, celebrating.
Oh my God, he's out for the year.
Steve Cohen,
he's out for the entire season. Yeah. Oh my God. God damn it. But my Mets are cursed, man.
It seems like it.
I mean, you talk about big hitters, then you got to talk about Dow Strawberry. You know what I'm saying? Dave Winfield.
Winfield. Ozzie, Gary Templeton, Gary Matthews.
Gary Templeton.
Before you leave off Dave Winfield, let's just highlight Dave Winfield.
Kirby Puckett.
As one of the greatest athletes ever.
He got drafted by the Atlanta Hawks. the Minnesota Vikings and the San Diego Padres in baseball.
Yep. Great.
Dave Winfield.
Yeah.
Dave Winfield was the king of New York, man.
Early day Bo Jackson.
Yeah. Opted out and played baseball. You know what I mean? Like
I heard earlier.
Football or basketball.
That was the baseball, football, basketball. I play baseball. Why? And first of all, baseball is America's pastime. 1, 2. You have a much longer career.
Yeah.
It's not as demanding on the body.
He had a long career.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he actually was setting up, you know, how things should go, like how our kids should be playing baseball, but nobody was paying attention.
No.
Do you remember how dominant Dal Strawberry was when he got up to the plate?
What?
Yep. Dude from LA.
Yeah.
Oh man, Lord,
naturals, flow and swing.
Oh man,
the man, boy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but you think about even like a guy like Satchel Paige. Satchel Paige got into the major leagues when he was 43 years old.
Ooh, it was smoking jokers.
And still won rookie of the year.
Yeah.
And he was 20 years past his prime. He was already 43, and he got rookie of the year.
Oh man, that's hilarious, man.
Yeah, because he was dominating so much. They was like, we ain't letting that cat in here. That's all.
And then they had the nerve to say that Josh Gibson and his 923 home runs are not really like realistic. But they said that Josh Gibson batted, I think he had like a 400 batting average. He was 22 for like 64 against Major League Baseball pitchers.
Shout out to Blockawares in the building. Philly represent. Shout out to y'all. Thanks for tuning in.
So I just thought that was a little twist from, I just kind of throw that little baseball stuff out there real quick.
Indeed.
That's dope.
Yep.
So we got opening day Thursday, so we'll be getting up on the baseball news.
And before you hopped on, Reek, we were talking about NCAA's Final Four. Who you got?
Have
you been paying attention?
I have on the FAU side.
Ooh.
I'm in awe actually because I went to FIU. And when I was at FIU definitely was not a basketball program. So when I saw that they were even in the tournament, I had to like rub my eyes and was like, wait a minute, is FAU in the tournament? And then I was watching games and I was just like, holy shit. Wait a minute. I mean, I'm in awe. So I'm automatically all in for FAU for whatever it's worth. Everybody's brackets have been busted. So that's all I can say.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with a newcomer too. I'm gonna go San Diego State. I just think they like thugs. They like bully ball, man. They play that bully ball. They just everybody got muscles out. They popping out their shirt. I just like how they get down. They rugged. They digging on D. All teams that's left are all good, but I just love it. I just love how they play, man. I love it. I like it.
I don't even think there's a true freshman in the whole tournament that's left, but San Diego State in particular, it's all grown men. All fifth-year seniors, 1 6-year cat. You said, they ain't seen a weight they ain't like. All those big. That D is no joke. FAU gonna be tough because they won 35 games, so that team is definitely balling. But I'm with JT. I'm with those Huskies. Yo.
Yeah, I'm not mad. I'm not. I know I'm swinging a long shot, and like I said, just the fact that they're in the tournament was an eye opener for me, and something I wanted to support right away.
Yeah, well, they have to remind me that don't forget about Miami. This is their first go around too, being from Florida.
Yes, indeed.
Y'all know I got to go with the Hurley boys, so that's a no-brainer for me. But
they look tough, man.
Oh, they've been stomping out everybody.
I just love this tournament And the media, to me, the media has the wrong take on this because there's no blue bloods in it. You know, it's 3 first timers. I think that's good for the game. I think that's good to grow the game.
I
Um,
think so too.
and it
I was going
shows
to ask you guys. That was going to be a question I had.
it shows what staying in school can do for your program.
Thank you.
And it also shows, even with UConn, who of course has won championships and been there. You know, they got a bunch of guys who stayed with the program. You know, they're
Yep.
not a bunch of transfer kids or one and dones. I think this is good for the game, and it shows the spread of college athletics, how it's building up. It's not just Kentucky, Carolina, Duke, Kansas, UCLA, your normal teams. I don't see why there's a problem of, newcomers. That's what you want. That's how you grow the game. That's how you grow the sport.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Now-
you got, like you said, Tariq, FAU, because a few years ago it was what was the other school down in Florida that was really
Florida Gulf Coast.
Florida Gulf Coast, you
Yep,
know.
they had a
was
run.
them. And I want to say, did Isaiah go coach at FIU for a couple years or something? I think
Yes,
Isaiah.
at FIU.
Yeah.
At FIU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Which was a tragedy. Which was a tragedy because FIU
Well-
didn't have a basketball program. I went there for grad school, so
Yeah,
FIU didn't have a basketball program, and I was surprised when they started one that Isaiah even went there. I was like, "Well, this is incredible!" Like, what?
but these schools have shown that they're trying to build their programs, and to me, this is a good thing, man. It's a good thing.
No, I
And
love it.
it's-
I love it. I love it. I love creating larger competition amongst the schools, smaller programs. The parity starts
Yep,
to
yep.
show in tournaments like this when you allow that, So, yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I went to a
Well,
small
that
Division I school, and I played for a small Division I school, and competition was good because really everybody else had mostly like heavy scholarship programs,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
it was a different kind of program, So for me, it's imperative, now that Colgate is in the tournament every year. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I love it.
Yep.
We making some moves. We're like making a further stamp. People are starting to understand the program outside of players like Adonal Foyle. You know what I'm saying? So it allows that. It nourishes that, and then it also nourishes since our program and after me, Adonal, the Colgate program has been strong because of the recruiting process. Because as you're winning, other recruits, you're getting large recruits that are interested in your school because they know that there's a chance they can win, and they know that they can still be seen.
And I think that's what's most important, because now kids they're looking at these other schools. Oh, I can go there. I don't have to
Yes.
go just think
Yes.
about Carolina or Duke or Kentucky.
Yes.
I can go these other
Yeah.
places, still play high level basketball, be seen, and that's
Yeah.
what we need. That's what we
Yes.
need more of.
Yep.
And that's what everybody's seeing, particularly with the group of these 3 newcomers in the Final Four. They're not seeing these big name schools, so they're saying, I can go anywhere,
Yep.
and definitely,
Yep.
and with the transfer portal, that levels the playing field, and that's why you're gonna see more parity, more high level
Absolutely.
basketball, a lot of competition, and that's all it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So West and I was talking earlier this week or last week about a conversation we had last year, might have been 2 years ago, about the state of college basketball and the one and done idea that you couldn't get to the league unless you were a one and done. And then, now that we see what's happening with the transfer portal and what's going on, it's revived college basketball in a sense, in terms of everybody having a fair shot, everybody having a chance, like you just all described. Kids could go, I don't have to go to the majors, I can get a look anywhere. And it's just a beautiful thing to see, because just a short while ago it was like, man, college basketball is the pits, it's going down.
Yeah.
So that's just it's interesting. I'm glad you picked up on that, Coach, because that was definitely a question I was going to ask.
Yeah, no, I'm loving this, man. I'm loving this. The one thing I don't like, and this points to the transfer portal, is how Miami actually got there. they literally bought their team. You know,
And
now,
the NIL.
but for them, I think it's great because at least they got a return on their investment. You know, so it worked out because I think the coach might have been fired if they didn't get there. You know, but they literally bought their team and bought a Final Four. That part I don't like, but overall, I love new teams being there, new programs. It's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a great thing. It's a great
Well,
thing.
speaking of college basketball too, I found something else interesting about Roy Williams. You know how you get these nostalgic coaches that get this name, right? And so Roy Williams used to always have a habit of wanting to win in Kansas with players that look like him. He always highlighted the Rafe LaFrences, the Mark Randalls, the Kirk Heinrichs, the Collisons. Those were the guys that he was putting his hat on. But it's funny how he went to North Carolina and won a championship with 5 brothers. He ain't win nothing with doing what he did. And no one ever talked about, like everybody thinks like Roy Williams won a national championship. Roy Williams didn't win. Danny Manning won with the Kansas Jayhawks, right?
Yep.
And it was a drought. Roy Williams, his method did not work. Then he went to North Carolina and took over for Matt Doherty, who recruited the McCanses and the Feltons and all those guys. And he got that chip with them. So I just always wonder, like, a lot of these coaches, I think, in reality, need to start paying homage to their legacy is because of some black kids.
Well,
their success.
I'm going to give some pushback on Roy Williams simply because of Kansas is Kansas.
Exactly.
And Carolina was Carolina. That was built off the tradition of Dean Smith, and he was at the forefront.
Carolina, Dean Smith got it.
Yeah, of recruiting black players, and it was a different culture.
So you're saying that Kansas may have had something to do with that too?
Definitely. Being in Kansas.
Okay.
It was not the Kansas.
Well, I'll say this: I've always thought he was overrated anyway.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree with that. I agree.
I did too, but that's how I felt.
Overrated.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're untouchable.
I don't think that cancels out your point, Wes. Like, just maybe it's not a Roy Williams bag.
But I've never considered the Kansas North Carolina thing in terms of recruiting and until then. So
Kansas, you gotta recruit kids that look like Roy Williams.
Well, they already got one this year, right? They got that kid Dick, and they were saying he's gonna be the 7th pick in the draft. I'm like, ow.
Yeah.
Really?
The boosters are coming for your job if you don't.
Yeah, no, I got it. Makes sense.
But
just thought that was interesting too.
To Reed's point, though, I never thought Roy Williams was a great coach. I thought he always had great players, and he utilized Dean Smith's system. And at Kansas, he used the same system at Kansas. They still played the North Carolina system. The secondary break was the foundation of it, but he didn't have the athletes that he had at North Carolina.
He had some studs.
He had some studs at Carolina. And I think that's what's hurting Hubert Davis right now.
I was going to ask.
He's trying to establish himself outside of the North Carolina system. They've been running that system. How long was Dean Smith there? Since the 30
plus years.
And everybody since him ran the system. And this year, Hubert decides he wants to implement pick and roll and all this other stuff, isolation, and it hurt North Carolina because that's not what they do. Their system won them ball games and has always won them ball games. It was the system. And
were they the first consensus #1 in preseason not to make the tournament?
Not to make the tournament, and they had most of their team back. So it's not like, it should have been a lot of fall off because
they actually upgraded because all they lost was the white kid Manic, and they upgraded by having the Nance kid, at his position, and they just lost. I think 6-7 kids went to the portal.
Yeah, I saw Caleb Love go to the
Caleb
portal.
Love, Puff Johnson. A bunch of the kids are leaving.
Well, they said 900 kids are in the portal as of like last week or 2 weeks.
1,200.
1,200 now? Wow.
1,200 kids, man. And it's not even enough spots for all them kids. It's crazy. The portal, they're going to have to do something about the portal. Put some kind of restrictions on it. Because kids are just transferring. One kid has been to 4 schools.
Mm.
You know, that, you know, what does that?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You know,
Oh,
imagine just
man.
going to a new school every year.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's not good. There
Not at
should be
all.
limitations on that.
Yeah,
Unless you
they gotta get
KD.
their hands
Unless
on
you
that.
KD.
Huh?
Unless you
Yeah.
KD, because KD can fit in anywhere.
No, you're wild.
Yeah,
So
that is true though.
is that the crossover to the NBA conversation?
We can
Oh
cross
man,
it if we want.
I didn't know y'all didn't even have that. Okay, yeah,
Oh
of
no, we ain't
course.
Yeah,
touching.
you're right on time, man. Because I know
Yeah.
the last time you were here, you and I both agreed that 15-7 was the number, right?
Yes, Lord have
It was
mercy.
22 games left, and we said 15-7 was the number.
Yes.
I don't know where they at, but I don't know what the number is, but it's not 15-7.
No,
No, I
and
mean, well,
there's only 7 games left. There's only
It's still-
7 games left.
all right.
But I
Yeah.
still feel like we're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
As long
I
as
think so.
we're gonna make the playoffs, that's what I feel. But
Yeah,
the philosophy behind that is obviously the short distance between 9 and 5, even
Yeah.
in terms of the games that are left. So if we just win games, and everybody's not going to win games, so if we just win games, we can actually like
They need to
catapult
go 5-2,
to a different part of
6-1.
the standings. So it's not impossible. I do have faith that we'll make the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Lakers will make the playoffs. They might make it with an under 500 record. You know,
Yep,
the West right now from 5 through 10,
it's incredible.
that's just
But see,
nasty.
and it's 5 through 12. Really, that's the crazy thing.
Yeah, that's true. It is 5
I
through
mean,
12.
it's 5 through 12.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just nasty, man. That's just
Yeah, I
bad
think it's
basketball.
4 games that separate 5 through 12.
Yeah, like 500 teams making the playoffs. You know, it's just
It's just
ugly.
like
That's what that's what the East was. That's what the East was for like 9 years in a row.
When the East was terrible. Yeah.
oh man. Well, we act like we said,
I just said it
Well, and I was gonna big you up because we had a conversation. You just matured so much in your perspective on how you see my man, and now all of a sudden
I had to get that in. You know, it was funny because we had that conversation, and then I got home and some videos came hit my phone, and I was like, oh snap, that's true. You know, they were like,
yeah, man, we lost, man. He came back and we lost, and we was rocking and rolling.
I mean,
him coming back definitely hurt us. You know what I'm saying? And
well,
then,
Hakim made a good point. He said that he needs to he needs to figure out how to fit into this team and not have people fit in around him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I think, and here's the crazy shit, right? AD should be the one. Austin Reeves is the one.
Yeah, Austin Reeves is going in.
Austin
Reeves is stepping up. Like, I'm the captain of this team.
and then
I'm gonna put y'all on my back, and I'm gonna inspire everybody.
Hey, does anybody know what Austin Reeves' contract situation is?
Yeah, he's got
a 1 year.
They've got to do something this year with him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that explains everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That explains everything.
I got you. I feel you. I feel you. Jokes aside, with no AD, no LeBron James, Austin Reeves is not supposed to be putting up 35 points and being the best player. No, excuse me. AD was on the court at that point.
If you in a contract year, you are.
And yeah, that's a fact. And if LeBron is not there, who really he has the ball majority of the time. Now that he's back, and when he comes back, Austin Reeves is not going to have as many touches to even get 35.
No,
because LeBron is going to have the ball.
Right, but what I meant by that is that for me, it's either you can or you can't. And before he did it, I would have said, nah, he ain't that dude.
Oh, I understand what you're saying.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, he's that dude. We need to feature him. And LeBron needs to be the third option on the team.
Well, I mean, look, Schroeder has been balling out too.
Yes.
Schroeder's
Yes.
played well.
I'm
Very well.
going to say it. LeBron got to be a role player.
D-Lo, it could light you up. You
Yep.
got to make sure D-Lo, he can drop
Absolutely.
35 on you.
LeBron, I think LeBron could be significant if he is literally a role player because he loves to pass the ball.
Go get rebounds.
Be a role player, man, and do your role. If LeBron
drive the ball,
he could be a 15, 10, and 10 guy, and the Lakers would be perfect.
You got to shift that
Didn't I
focus.
say that yesterday? We was talking about that. He could do less and we get more. If he did less, we'll get more.
Now, I'm going to say this. This is just, of course, bigging up my man. LeBron needs to become Kyle Anderson, and Kyle just gets 12.
I love Kyle Anderson
10, and 8.
Mm-hmm.
They win.
I love Kyle Anderson. I didn't like his daddy when he was playing AAU. His daddy was a pain in the tush.
Yeah. Big Kyle different, man. Big Kyle different.
Oh man. Kyle's a good player.
That's the kind of game LeBron. If LeBron does that, because he's a great facilitator.
Yeah.
He can rebound.
Yeah.
LeBron at this point could play the 5. It'd take put AD.
Off AD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You help AD by putting him at the 4. You got my man Reeves out there who's shooting lights out at the 3. You got
Malik Beasley
off
and on.
Yep.
Troy Brown can light you up.
The Japanese kid.
Roy, all them jokers, man.
Uchimura is nice.
Everybody can't be cold every night. That's my shit. Everybody can't be cold. Yeah.
Well, that's why
he can facilitate all that.
All that.
Because of his IQ, he's going to know who's
Malik
hot.
Beasley.
He can.
Well, that's why you shift the focus to being the defensive team, defensive stopper. You do. That's what Darvin Ham sort of folks started focusing on in the middle of the season when they made all those acquisitions because Vanderbilt can defend. Obviously, Beasley can defend. AD can at least defend. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you got LeBron coming back, just be a facilitator.
Who can defend what he wants.
Yeah. Listen, you focus on the defensive end. I think the Lakers got something coming, but they're bunched in. They got to
string win games. We just got to win games, man.
You got to string together wins.
We can't lose to the Chicago Bulls, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that we cannot allow. We have to win those games, man.
No,
they lost to Miami too. It's a game they shouldn't have lost.
But don't sleep. Chicago and Pat Bev, they've been doing it.
We lost to
Pat Bev got there. Since
Pat Bev.
And he clowned LeBron.
Told LeBron he was too small.
Yeah, he told LeBron he was too small. But he had to ask LeBron against the Lakers anyway.
He just jokes. He's just jokes. At this point, he's just,
Listen, man.
Jokes.
We don't want to get into the LeBron conversation, man. Like, we don't want to go too far into that conversation. But Patrick Beverly calling you too small is like, that's disrespectful, my man.
We know who that would have never happened.
Exactly. We don't want to get into that conversation.
I didn't say it. Pat Bev did. We didn't say it. Pat Bev
We don't want to get into that conversation, man. We do not want to do that. Like, we do not want to do that.
We didn't have nothing to do with it. It was all Pat Bev.
It's a couple cats that you would never say that to. One played for the Lakers, the other played for.
Exactly.
I'm not even gonna say. Well, he played for.
Pat Bev would have said that shit to Kobe. He wouldn't have said that shit to Mike.
He wouldn't have said that to Kobe. He wouldn't have said that to Kobe.
They wouldn't have said it. Definitely not.
What are you talking about?
Matter of fact, when Patrick Beverly joked.
Punching somebody though is completely different from talking smack to him, because you punch somebody.
There's a lot of people who talk mad smack to Kobe throughout the years, bro.
And he gave them buckets.
Well, let's.
I'm not saying he wouldn't. No doubt.
And he gave them.
There's a lot of people. No. What I think Tariq is saying. When I think Tariq is saying that no one like LeBradford Smith, people forget he talked crap to Michael Jordan. Yep. He scored 35 one game, and they had a home and home. And Jordan came out the next day and scored 59.
Yep.
Exactly.
And then Bradford Smith's career was pretty much over after that.
It was over.
It was over. It was like pretty much
was
over. So cats do talk mess to other players, but the way Pat Bev did it, it was just like it was just a little,
and listen, this is listen. It's gonna be an easy, quick fix to this argument. They play again tomorrow night.
They play again tomorrow.
Gonna see how LeBron responds. Period.
But you know what though?
We're gonna see
No, but here's the shit. No. Here's the shit though, Cliff. We need that nigga to be 15 and 12. We don't need 35, 40 points.
You better defend your honor. You better defend yourself.
Niggas need to win games to watch.
The problem is Christmas Day. Remember Christmas Day? Y'all remember Christmas Day, right? Pat Bev, that same guy again on Christmas Day. I'm just saying. It's becoming a habit.
Do you remember? When
Pat Bev is like that with like mad jokers around? Like it's Pat Bev. Him and Russell Westbrook got a career long back and forth.
And along the same lines, in the same context, when Pat Bev joined the Lakers, he told the press, "Oh no, they're joining me."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't even make the playoffs. Nobody would ever to those same two players ever join their team and say that they would be so grateful to be on the team with these players that disrespect would never have happened.
Cliff. Remember them fools that played with Swaggy P?
Yeah.
Remember the absolute clown show that it was?
Yeah.
Kobe didn't like it.
You know what he did? You know what he did though? Swaggy P talked about it. Swaggy P said, we were clowning so bad, Kobe got so mad. We went in the locker room. He told every motherfucker in the locker room to put their sneakers in the garbage.
Yeah.
He said, y'all can't wear my Nikes no more. And he said,
it went for a long time. Them niggas, we was looking at them jokers like all season. Kobe was going up on late night shows like, Kobe, what do you think it is?
Yeah, he was like, it was crazy. It was crazy.
So it happens. Now,
but what I'm saying, I like what Amon Shumpert said. Amon Shumpert was like, I asked talk to Kobe one time.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the third quarter, he smacked me on my butt and said, man, you had a good game. And he said, he went on to bust my ass the rest of the game. He said, man, you had a good game.
Man, you had a good game.
You had a good game. Then Arena said
back
that.
Then,
he said,
it's over now.
Arena said that Caron Butler fouled somebody on the Lakers on a breakaway early in the first quarter. And Kobe walked up to Arenas because Arenas was like, yo, good foul. And he said, that wasn't smart. And he was like, what you talking about? He was like, how many fouls you got? He was like, 1. He was like, how many fouls you need? He was like, 6. He was like, and you guarded me. He said, you just wasted 1.
Yep.
That's not smart. Not smart. So, I mean, and you know what Jordan did to everybody. So,
oh, yeah,
Jordan,
Jesus.
Jordan, when he started talking, it was just a wrap.
It's been summed up. Some players you fear, some you don't.
Well, if Chicago and Pat Bev get that win tomorrow night and the Lakers fall out of playoff contention, Pat Bev will be bragging about taking the Lakers' heart. Okay, so we got to be very careful how that game turns out tomorrow night. Because you are correct.
They play the next 5 games on the road, right?
He said it was his job to make sure the Lakers don't make the playoffs. That's what he said.
Yep.
Wow.
And he's already won one of those games. So like you said, tomorrow, if he wins tomorrow, he's lived up to his prophecy.
Oh yeah.
And that's crazy. That's crazy if that comes.
At least doing his part.
Not a good look, but
we're talking about Patrick Beverly. We're talking about Patrick Beverly.
Don't talk about Pat Bev.
Pat Bev is the hero right now.
The Lakers are sitting in 11th. They lose tomorrow night. That's probably 13th again.
But no, they 9th.
No, we're in 9th. We're in 9th.
They're 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're 9. But if they lose, if they lose tomorrow, they could easily go to 11.
Yeah, okay.
Easy. But if we win, we can go to 3rd.
You can go to 7.
Ain't that some shit, right?
Yeah,
So-
I can tell you right now, they 9th. If they lose, they can drop down to 11th. If the Mavericks and the Thunder win, they can go from 9 to 11 with a loss, and with a win, they can go up 1 spot.
That's crazy.
Be tied with the Pelicans.
Back to 8.
And the Thunder have they got the Hornets tonight. I know they got an easy game, so
I think the Thunder got the tiebreaker with the Lakers.
Oh, they do, because they won that last game they played.
Yeah, I think the Thunder got the tiebreaker.
Yeah,
with the Lakers. That kid Giddy's balling too. No,
He's good.
yeah,
Yeah, Australia.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
he can play, man.
Yeah.
He can play.
And I think one of my favorite, like most underrated artists is SGA. I really like SGA.
Oh,
I think SGA.
Gilbert Alexander?
Bro.
Yes, I think he's a quiet in terms of personality and splash. John Morant. I think he's the same player.
Yeah.
But he's just a quieter version of that. Because he's nice.
Yeah, it's like a Kevin Durant type player.
Yeah,
not his game, but his
not a whole lot of flash.
Yeah.
No, not a lot of flash. Not a lot of talk. No, there's flash in this game. I'm lying.
Yeah,
There's not a lot of like talking. Not a lot of like verbal, especially. But even he's not in your face. He's not braggadocious. He's not taunting you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's a quiet killer. He's a quiet killer.
I expect huge things from that kid. I think his career, barring injury, he's going to be off the chain. He's going to do a lot for OKC as long as he's there. And if Chet Holmgren comes back healthy,
yeah, he's going to give him something, I think.
He will.
And they still got picks. So
Wembanyama.
Yeah, they got a lot of picks.
They got a lot of picks, so they'll be able to fill that team out.
Well, hold up. We need them not to make the playoffs. We need them to be in the lottery.
Well, it's going to be a shame if they end up with the tie with the Lakers and get in because of the tiebreaker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And tie's probably going to happen. Everything is so bunched up. That's what I'm saying. The way everything falls, it's going to be crazy to see.
Well, I know the Lakers got 7 games left, and 5 of them are on the road. They got the Bulls tomorrow. Then they have the Timberwolves on Friday.
Who red hot?
That's a loss.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, they got
a loss.
they here in LA on they're here in Houston on Sunday.
Okay, so we got
to win that.
Here we go. All right. Worked out. All right, but Houston.
And then they got the Jazz.
Okay.
In Utah.
Huh? No, not yet.
And then they got the
They
Clippers.
should win that too. They should win that.
Then they got the Clippers.
Oh.
Now, why are we at the Clippers?
And the Suns.
Oh.
And then their last game is against the Jazz.
They beat the Suns. So
they did.
With no LeBron, right? Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. He need to fall back, bro. You need to fall back.
Well, he probably
Phoenix
won't play. He probably
Phoenix was
won't play.
missing somebody too, though, right? Was it Phoenix missing somebody?
KD.
Yeah. That's just a little bit of a KD.
LeBron didn't start
against each other, so
LeBron didn't start against Chicago, but he still played 30 minutes.
that's
You know
crazy.
what I'm saying? Like, I think he should be falling back,
Well,
and allowing.
He shot well. He didn't shoot many threes. He had 19 points. How many rebounds?
19 and 6, I think it was.
19 and 6.
5 turnovers.
Right. I didn't watch the game, but I hear it seemed like it was more about, building chemistry than it was about winning the game. Looking, trying to build a longer. I think you said that actually. Haas. Right.
Yep.
So I put that on the scale of consideration. but again, in my opinion, they got some strong energy without LeBron mucking it up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
I'm loving how you talking right now, Hawk. I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know what that means. Love it.
Listen.
It's
Don't
actually
let him fool you.
Listen,
Do not let him fool you.
It
Trust
sounds
me.
good, but it's crazy.
He's not a
talk.
Laker fan. Stop
Listen,
it.
Don't give.
Oh no, he's definitely
Don't
not a
do it.
Laker fan.
Don't fall into that.
No,
Don't
he's
step
definitely
in
not a
that
Laker
little
fan. He's
sticky
a
buddy. Don't
LeBron
do it.
fan. You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
reality is reality. The brother's 38 years old. He's just coming off a foot injury. This is one of the they talking about season-ending surgery. He's like, he go get a second opinion, get whatever. Like he's at the twilight of his career. Like he's over the hill right now. That's just the reality of the situation. However, it's basketball IQ and the fact that he can give you what you need, 30 points, 10 rebounds, no problem. That's not really what you need because that's not impactful for what's on the floor right now.
Right.
Got other players who, if they get off, it's just you getting off, them standing around watching you. It's not sexy. And before he got hurt, there was a game, I forget who they played, they won the game, and it was just that, like he barely touched the ball. It was like a lot of movement, other people got off, he was facilitating, and it made me think that that's kind of what he envisions with AD being the lead. I just think that what Austin Reeves has been doing in terms of the offense running through him and him kind of controlling shit lets AD kind of get used to the flow of the game. Second half, AD's a monster. I noticed that. First quarter, AD's kind of lackadaisical. He's circling the key. He's not really playing on the block, but he's facilitating as well. He's not being aggressive. Second half, AD takes off. LeBron on the floor, there's like everybody standing around going, all right, who's going to do what? This is whack. So that's the observation.
Yep.
I don't disagree.
Good stuff, Hawk, man. Good stuff.
Proud of him.
Yeah, you got at Chicago, then you got at T-Wolves, both hot teams, both good teams. We just already determined that if you lose to Chicago tomorrow, you're in 11th. So if you lose 2 in a row, maybe you're in 12th. So what happens? At some point, LeBron's going to have to take over because it only seems like 2 weak spots in the schedule. And that's, besides Houston, it's those 2 Utah games.
But take over in a different way. You could take over and still score 15 points.
Right. And do what he loves to do. Hit people the ball.
Yeah, he had 12 assists.
We did also say, on top of them, okay, we lose and we're going to be in 11th. That's what we said. We've already come to that. But we also said if they win, they could be in 5th place. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they're going to shut Patrick Beverly up. I believe that sincerely. I totally.
Yeah, I think Chicago's in for a big game because AD's from Chicago. That's the first thing.
Oh yeah, they're gonna get smacked down. Lakers should get
Chicago gonna get smacked tomorrow.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
the Timberwolves game is a different story. The Timberwolves game's a different story, But we're gonna get that game tomorrow.
Yeah, I agree. I don't disagree.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We could be in 8th place. We could be in 8th place after we win, but we'll see.
Okay.
I know the last time you was here too, Tariq. We were all in shock because we were talking about the New York Knickerbockers and Cliff's chest poked out his chest. He poked out his chest and was proud as I don't know what. And they went out there and got smacked, and we ain't heard from them since.
Well, they haven't been playing their best ball. They got a victory last night. We still holding tight at the 5th spot.
I know you are. But it was so funny that night. You was like, I said, man, Cliff ain't said nothing about the Knicks all year. All of a sudden, he was like, boom, boom, boom.
Nah. I always say, when y'all talking that Lakers stuff, what about my Knicks?
Yeah, now the Knicks, they playing good. They playing good.
The Knicks look pretty good.
Doing his thing. Quickly,
Jalen Brunson.
I like the Knicks. I like the Knicks.
40 points the other night.
Josh Hart, Jalen
Brunson
Brunson.
is tough, man. Brunson is tough.
Brunson is tough.
And then, like I said, Josh Hart, the addition of Josh Hart.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was
They're
strong.
tough.
Yeah. I expect big
They're
things from this
tough.
athlete.
They
Yeah,
got
for
some
sure.
players.
Unfortunately,
You
they're
know,
in a conference with Boston, Milwaukee,
yeah,
And
that's
Cleveland,
going to be hard
because
for
they're
them.
going to get
That's
Cleveland
going to be
first
hard.
round.
Cleveland.
If the
They could
spots
be-
hold, yeah,
They could beat Cleveland though.
they could. But Cleveland's tough, and they've been playing. You know, they've been maturing and gelling too. And
Yeah.
Donovan's she's a killer, yo.
Yeah,
Yes,
I don't think Donovan is going to let the Knicks beat them. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's
You know,
I think it's personal. I think it's personal.
Really?
I think it's
I
really
saw a
personal.
stat today. I saw a stat today that Donovan Mitchell has been in the playoffs every year he's been in the
Every
league.
year.
Yeah,
But keeps
I
getting
saw that
bounced.
too.
But keeps getting bounced. Just a matter of time.
It's a team game. You can't do it by yourself.
That's true.
Well, they would get Milwaukee if Milwaukee holds the 1 seed, because they would be the 4 seed if they beat the Knicks. So, you know, it's going to be tough. Listen, the top of the East is the top of the NBA. So, in my opinion, because I think you know, Philly,
Really?
Boston, and Milwaukee are the 3 best teams.
Let's stay there for a second with that Philly.
I don't know about that Philly.
Let's stay on that Philly thing right now. What's up with your man James Harden?
What's up with Embiid?
Well, he got.
You mean the outfit? When you say James Harden, you mean that ugly ass outfit he was wearing on the sidelines yesterday?
Well, yeah, that too, you know. But in the end of the year, every year is some injuries or his game goes down. You know,
he wears down at the end of the year every year for his whole career, from Houston on. Yes.
Like, what's that about? Like, all right, you know, physically, you need to change something in your regimen that you're doing. You know.
Well, he said he changed it this year, and he had a decent start to this year. I mean, we hope he's not breaking down. He's had a real good year, 20 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the norm for him these past few years.
Yeah, but we thought he was.
I'm not saying it's a bad year. I'm not saying it's a bad
I'm not saying
year.
statistically. I'm saying
it's just that at the end of the year, he disappears in the playoffs. Usually, he disappears in playoffs. Yeah. This is his history. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of dies down towards the end of the year, and you know, like I said, to me, I think it's conditioning. He's larger now than he ever really was, so I definitely think it's conditioning.
Yeah. I mean, I think he might party too much or do something during the season.
Oh no, he definitely parties more than anybody.
He definitely parties a lot.
He's the strip club king.
Still,
I think we're gonna see something different this year. I think Philly is playing stronger, and the pieces around him. Maxey is playing lights out. They got a lot of bench help. I think Philly gonna be tough, and I think that Embiid's gonna get the MVP, and I definitely don't think he was ducking Joker last night.
Well, explain that. You know.
Well, they had 3 games in 5 nights, and you coming off of Utah. Didn't they play Utah the night before, or 2 nights prior? And then it's that, you know, it's a different beast being out in the Midwest. You know, that Mile High in Denver. I wanted to take the night off.
You saying these guys who get paid millions of dollars take off some time because of
that's the game you gotta play.
You gotta
if I'm in Embiid, you gotta play that game.
All this because for years now he been whining, bitching, moaning. He has for years, not like this, for years.
Yep.
And you know, niggas played the race card.
You gotta play that game, man.
The white boys be high, woo be woo 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 woo. It's really we doing research and statistics and all types of shit. And then you go ahead, it's neck and neck because Joker put up the numbers, bro. Like his numbers is no fucking joke, bro.
And they're still number 1 in the West, right?
And they still number 1 in the West. You gotta play this game. You have to beat him and dominate him to win the MVP. You don't play.
That's my thing with these young kids, man. Just the competitive nature.
Sorry,
I don't get it.
Not play that game.
Sorry.
I don't get it.
Bird gets the MVP to me now.
Yeah, I agree.
Nah.
I'm based on him just missing that one game.
Man.
I'm not giving him the MVP because you ducked the smoke.
You ducked the smoke, bro. You ducked the smoke, bro. You ducked it all. It'd be different if it wasn't years. It's years. It's been a problem. He beefing with the sports reporters. The NBA is against me. He's all right. Who's better? Let's go right now. Boom. Who's the MVP? He was supposed to be all right. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah. He could have sewn it up in one game. He could have sewn it up.
He was supposed to be dressed for that game the night before with his uniform on, ready to go.
Sleeping in the bed with your
that's what a competitor does.
Yep, that's
what he's supposed to be. Does. That game right there, he dressed the night before. He out there early. He the first one in this jumping at the circle to jump ball. They warming up at the layup line. He's still at the circle waiting, like, yo, what's up? I'm ready to jump. Let's go. That's the mental game you got to play with these cats.
Yep.
He should just let them know, man. But
can you imagine Magic and Bird matching up in the regular season, and Magic going, nah, I'm gonna rest up for the.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm playing.
Bird did it different. Bird said, I'm only going to use my left hand in Portland because I got to play in LA on Sunday.
Right.
And I'm going to give you 42 with my left. That's what I'll do. That's my load management.
Yep.
I'm going to rest my right hand.
You're exactly right.
So Embiid wasn't hurt at all. He just took the night off.
Well, he was resting apparently a groin strain.
Come on.
Who was resting the groin strain?
Embiid.
Because let me tell you something.
The only reason why I think it's legit is definitely you playing all those games in that short amount of time, and he's injury prone. He's had
strain.
Everybody
not that game, Cliff.
Right now.
He should have sat out the Utah game. He should. If that's the case, sit out the Utah game so you can play against Joker. That's the game you got to suit up.
That's the head-to-head. These
you got to suit up for that one.
Every game counts.
If it's a real groin strain, it's going to keep you out more than one game anyway.
Yeah, no question.
Groin strain is one of the hardest injuries to heal,
bro.
Absolutely. Tell me about it, man.
Yo, I was upset when I saw that, bro, and I was hoping that his injury was like real. You're saying he was playing back to backs. He played the night before. Well, how come you didn't rest the night before? You know you got.
That's what I said. He could have rested the night before.
Bro, you got to play this game. You have to. Everything is on that game because y'all probably won't meet in the. We're not going to bank that y'all going to meet in the chip.
Right.
So for the MVP, and first of all, the award we're talking about is a regular season award.
Yep.
So it's the regular season head-to-head matchup. You got to play that game.
Giannis played it. I mean, listen, he went up against Giannis Saturday night. I was at that game in Denver, and that was dope too. I mean, both of them went at it. Denver ended up winning. So, yeah, Jokic could have had given it to Giannis and then given it to Embiid back-to-back to really seal the deal. But, Embiid didn't play him.
Embiid ducked the smoke.
Well, I can't even. Now my argument is always shut down. I can't even.
Now we just not gonna argue. We just gonna let it. If they say Joker's MVP, you just gotta do like this.
Yeah.
You gotta send him this meme. Gotta give him this meme. That's it.
If Joker win it again, no man. Like if they give it to Joker 3 times in a row. That I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Nah, bro. If Giannis don't get it, if Joker don't get it, Giannis
should get it. Yeah.
Embiid can't get it.
Yep.
I'm not sure. Jason Tatum.
Embiid can't get it. Yeah, wow. Yeah. Program.
It's still enough season left. It's still enough season left because. Everybody got like 8 to 10 games left, and
hold on,
there's a lot to be determined as far as the standings.
Does Philly play Denver again?
No, they don't.
It's a bad look, though, man. I mean, it's a bad look.
I agree. It's definitely
bad look because of who he is. Like he's a talker. Embiid is a crybaby.
Yeah.
He's always talking,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna try to pull whatever card you're gonna pull if you don't get it again. But all they gotta do is just circle the date on the calendar and say March 27th and send it to him in an envelope. That's it.
Let him play one-on-one.
Remember that?
That's it. But that's too bad for because even for the NBA. I mean, as a fan, you want to see that go down, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
And that's what these owners are talking about. These guys not playing in the games that actually do mean something.
For sure. Because the fans are coming, they got it on their calendar too. Like, oh man, there's a race, end of the season, and Embiid is coming to town, or Joker's coming to town. Like, I mean, I just think it makes sense.
To make the conscious choice to play in Utah and not Denver is just crazy anyway.
Yeah, see, and that's what I'm telling you. That's what I was gonna say. I think he consciously did that. So he didn't have to play against Joker, but he might have been doing it for what Cliff was saying with his potential, his groin injury. Because if you going against Joker, you're gonna have to be on your A game, and you might hurt yourself if it is an issue.
Yeah,
it could make things worse. Yeah.
And they lost both.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. And you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Wow, statement games is right, JT. Because he could have made a statement.
I still think Embiid is supposed to get it. I don't. Hands down, actually, he's supposed to get it. Even though he didn't take the challenge at the end of the season, he didn't take a challenge. I still think.
Man. I tell you why. See, I definitely. It's just the irony if Joker gets it that the only two people to win the MVP 3 times is Larry Bird, and then
that's what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying?
That's just no Mike, no LeBron, no Kobe, no Shaq, no Hakim.
Joker's not doing that.
Duncan, none of these niggas is getting. Excuse my language. Excuse me. I don't know. None of these brothers is getting. Joker has no chips. Joker has no chips. Right, but
you know what I'm saying? He's still scratching on the surface and trying to become a contender consistently in the playoffs. I don't know.
Right, but what he did last year with no Jamal Murray, no Michael what's the boy's name?
Yeah, Michael
Porter Jr.
Michael Porter Jr. For them to be like what? They ended up 4th or 3rd in the West. It was all Joker. You can't really front on that. And then to come back this year, okay, the pieces is back, but he's still averaging a triple-double?
Almost, yeah.
Almost a triple-double. And
I am talking about the playoffs. I am talking about chips. I'm talking about chips and the playoffs. And he's not even close to that. And if you're talking about Larry Bird got 3 of those in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Along, not just the back, he got 3 chips in the 80s.
Right.
So if Joker is not even close, he's not even scratching on the surface of that. You're
comparing him to Larry Bird. He's not competing against Larry Bird.
I'm talking about winning, not skill. I'm talking about winning.
But it's regular season. The award is a regular season award, so you can't.
And he could win a chip this year. The funny thing is they've been in first all season pretty much, and nobody's really even talking about them winning a chip, which I think is a disservice to the team that's been the best team in the world.
I think they see exactly what I'm talking about.
I think because recently, and I'm talking about over the past month, they went to that mini slump, and people were questioning Denver. So you're still really not taking them serious, and then even when the playoff starts, you're gonna question them. But they do got a good squad, and like you said, they've been in first since pretty much all season.
All season.
So but they still
they handled their business all season.
Yeah,
they're handling it.
It ain't a little bumpy, a couple weeks ago, a little bumpy, but for the most part, they handled their business the whole season.
Yeah.
The pushback I'm gonna give to you about the Bird comparison and the Celtics, is that when you talk about chips, that Boston Celtics team had how many Hall of Famers on it?
But they're not Hall of Famers when they were winning, man. That's what I don't like that argument because they weren't Hall of Famers then. Kevin McHale was drafted. He had to become a Hall of Famer. He was not a Hall of Famer when he was winning those championships. They became Hall of Famers. That's what people don't understand. We always just throw this like, oh, Scottie Pippen was this great player. He had to become that.
Already a proven talent in Seattle. Maxwell wasn't already a proven player. Like you had, I'm just saying he's not competing against Larry Bird in the Boston Celtics. He's competing against Embiid, Giannis, Jason Tatum. So when you look at those folks, of them, Giannis is the one with the rings. If he gets it, I'm not mad. If Jason Tatum at this point gets it, I'm not mad. But Embiid ain't got no rings. So how am I gonna hang my hat on Embiid around the rings conversation when Embiid ain't sniffing no rings?
I'm not hanging my hat on Embiid. I just agree with the winning aspect because I'm in the camp where I don't believe in Denver, I don't believe in Sacramento, and I don't believe in Memphis. So as a Western Conference person, I don't believe in the top 3 seeds by any stretch, right? And so, I think that Denver is probably the best team out of them all, but they have to go win one. Exactly. They've gotten to a Western Conference final in the bubble. So they really haven't been to a Western Conference final yet. They were in the Western Conference final in a tournament because that was a tournament championship, but different things, right? But they all played in a tournament. So I have to see that guy, Joker.
You said they played in the NBA Peach Jam?
It was the Florida Classic. It was the Mickey Mouse World Classic. But everybody played it, so it's not a big deal. I'm just saying I don't believe in the top 3 teams in the West at all. Right. I think the top 3 teams in the East are better than the top 3 teams in the West, and then Phoenix and LA for me could cause a lot more damage than I feel like the top 3 teams. I think they're going to have a problem with. They're going to have a problem with an 8 seed. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Denver can have a problem with an 8 seed.
Okay, let me ask you a question, though, Wes. Mm-hmm. What you just said should have a bearing on who the MVP is. What happens in the playoffs?
Yeah, I don't disagree that Embiid should get it because I don't think Embiid should get it because of the competitive factor right there. He threw it away. I think he was the MVP until that moment because it's too close for you not to play that game.
Right.
He made a decision now he puts it in question, but it's really no question because you have control. Anytime you have control of something in your life, you got to go take it. Period. And he didn't. So you can't really feel bad for a dude that didn't want to take control of something he had an opportunity to solidify. Could have went out there and did his thing. That's it. Mm-hmm. And we didn't have to have this conversation. That's what he should have did.
We were all rooting for Joel Embiid.
Yeah, we were.
I was caping for him. I'm bashing. I'm going to.
Me too.
I was never rooting for him. I don't like him.
I'm rooting for him.
Because it's something you said earlier, Wes. He's a crybaby. He's loud.
Yeah.
I don't like any of that.
I'm not an Embiid fan per se, but he just dominated this year. So I'm not a
fan either for the same reason. But I thought this year he was balling. Like he was balling this year. And,
Jesus Christ, he dominated.
I was like, yo, you got to get this dude the MVP. He deserves to get it. But when stuff is in question, you go out and take away the question.
Yes.
That's what you do.
Yes.
That's it. Yes. You just take it away. On TV. We got social media now. Statement games.
Yep.
That's it. Oh, you just go and handle it. There is no controversy, right? Everybody gets to see it.
Well, guys,
and then now you put it in the voters' hands, right?
I hate to end my segment, but I got to get out of here, man.
Wow. Well, before you do, can I just ask you one question?
Sure.
What's going on in Dallas with Kyrie and Luka? What you think about that?
Certain players just can't play together. They don't always win. We saw that with Kyrie and KD. We've seen that with a bunch of players. We saw that when Karl Malone came to the Lakers with his old ass. At the end of the day, certain players just don't play well together. Yeah. they are both scorers. They're plain OD. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously you see the records with both of them on the floor. And they're better when Kyrie isn't around. When Kyrie isn't around, you know what I'm saying? But Kyrie, I'm just saying per the records, it's just they breaking it down. What they look like without Kyrie, what they look like without Luka, what they look like with both of them together. Those records are there. That's what they're projecting. I mean, not projecting. That's what they've been showing. So I'm saying based on those things, it's showing that they're playing better when Kyrie isn't on the floor. I mean, Kyrie is, to me, is a spectacular player on the floor. He's spectacular. I just think he needs to be with the right player, and he kicked the right player in the ass and said, "Thanks for my championship. I'm out of here," because LeBron was definitely the right player for Kyrie. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think KD was the right player too. He can't play with another guard though. It's no way it's going to work.
No.
With him, he can play with another
not.
forward or a center, but not a guard. It's never.
He's going back to LA. I mean, that's all. I mean, it's just that's what's going on.
LA has come out and said they don't want him.
I don't think so. I thought so, but
I like it when we are.
Well, you know what? No, I take that back. He might go to LA, but it might be the Clippers.
Might be Clippers.
Yeah, he might do that. Now the Clippers will take his ass. They got like 19 guards anyway, so
yeah.
They'll take
You know who I would love to see Kyrie play with? Joel Embiid.
Yes.
I'd love to see that.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be dope.
In fact, you know why I would like that? Because when Kyrie does something wild, Joel Embiid will say something. It might be the wrong thing, right thing, we don't know, but he gonna say something.
Yeah, because he can't. He's has no filter, and he's gonna say what he has to say. That's a fact.
That would be great.
Yeah.
And,
That'd be great
thing I
entertainment.
want you to speak on, Tariq. You see how the Nets shut down Ben Simmons?
Yeah,
What's wrong with him?
No, they just shut him down.
Well, they just shut him down because it's been 2 years. He's had mental issues. He's had back issues. They traded got rid of James Harden, big piece. They could have got plenty of other players outside of you, Ben Simmons. He was just sitting around, once again, like James Harden, trying to look pretty on the sidelines every game, like you spending your money on that and ain't playing ball, still ain't develop a jump shot. You can't get on the floor for no reason. I think there was a knee issue, a back issue, a mental health issue. So eventually it's like, okay, we need to move on from this situation. And it's not like he has a whole bunch of suitors, even though he could fit in a bunch of teams if he would just get on the floor.
Yeah.
And still develop a jump shot.
I could see them waiving him actually.
He's stealing money. Yeah, but who's going to pay him? Who's going to pay that contract? He made $35 million this year. He makes $40 million next year.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
Get that guap, boy. Get that guap.
And what did he play? Well, last year he didn't play a single game, right?
No, he didn't
and
play
this year, what is he at? 20-some games, 30-some games?
Yep.
If that.
And not only can I see them trying to waive him, but also going to the NBA like, you know what? We need we got to figure this out.
Yes.
That new CBA is going to be a beat show. You know it is.
Yeah,
that new CBA.
It's going to be a lockout. The NBA is going to have a lockout.
Yeah, probably because of the demands of that CBA.
Yeah, they're going to have a lockout. There will be a strike for sure. The owners ain't going for this no more, man.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Bro, thank you for checking in with us, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for always having me, man. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys always, man. It's my pleasure and an honor to join you. Always love the banter, and appreciate my opinion as well. So, have a good one, man.
Peace out, Tariq. Have a good one, man.
All right, peace.
Hey, another thing, guys. Remember, don't forget 9:00. Watch that McDonald's All-American game.
Oh, the boys' game. The girls' game.
I was supposed to be there tonight, man. So mad.
Man. Yeah, man. We would have been happy, to carry on without you for that, man.
No. I was supposed to get out there. I wanted, but I was trying to do it in a big way, and I got kind of moved over to the side for another group.
Gotcha.
It was a bid, and I lost the bid.
Okay.
I was trying to take a bunch of cats, in my industry that look like us
Yep.
to the event, and it didn't work out for me. But yeah, I was trying to get to that game bad. Yep. That's right, because I was telling Hawk that the 39th player ranked in the top 24 is on the all. That's gonna be a good game, though. He gonna have
you know what he
He
did?
gonna play well. He gonna
what
get
he
MVP.
did though that his
What?
father never did? He got in the dunk contest. He lost,
Almost won.
but he got in it.
Yeah, and he looked good too.
He
Those
did look
dunks
good.
were
He
clean.
can get up, man. He got bounced.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
And this is the type of game that he plays, that he'll play good in, because he knows how to play with talent.
With talent, that's right.
Yeah, he knows how to play with talent.
Yep.
So, but I got to bounce too, fellas.
Okay.
All right.
But tomorrow with Tom Hawk.
I'm still waiting to find out. I'm thinking the same time.
Let me know.
Well,
Just keep me posted.
All right, for sure.
And I told y'all I got San Diego State.
San Diego State.
Okay. San Diego State. All right.
I got SDSU against Connecticut, but I got Connecticut taking them down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got con, so
I'm rolling with FAU.
FAU. Okay. I like that.
It's not a bad.
We got three different picks. I like that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
you guys have a good one.
Yes, sir.
All right, Wes.
All right.
Peace. Oops. My bad, Cliff.
So what y'all thinking about Lamar, man?
So man, they got him in a jam right now. I think he's gonna end up sitting out a year.
No.
I think so too. I just don't see how he can go back to Baltimore.
No, I definitely think he's done in Baltimore. But there's buzz and chirping around the Colts right now. And
Jim Irsay, in fact, I was just reading the article. Jim Irsay has come out and said would love to have him, but he's not given a fully guaranteed contract.
Yeah, but I think he'll be creative in the way to structure it. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Lamar Jackson wants a number. So you give him that number, and then you throw maybe an extra year or two on top of that, put most of it guaranteed, and you give him. Because that's what I think. That's all I think is gonna take.
Yeah, well, I hope that's it, and I hope it's not. He wants a fully guaranteed, because the word has been he wants to, Deshaun Watson treatment, and
yeah, but if you did the, all right, so scratch out 230 million, 200 million, scratch that out, right? For what I hear, they was offering him 100 million guaranteed.
Well, it was 250 and it was 133 guaranteed.
133 guaranteed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. You give him 180. Actually, you give him the Mahomes deal, where it's a huge number, but guaranteed is spread out, and guaranteed is like 160, 170. But it's a huge ass fucking number where you're like, oh my God, he got so and so. Well, no, he really got guaranteed 150, 160, 170, 180. Because Kyler Murray got 180 guaranteed, right?
Yeah, he got 189, which is why he's not taking less than Kyler Murray.
Yeah, so
it's not.
I see this. I'm thinking 200. He got to get 200 million guaranteed.
Yeah, you got because even if that Deshaun Watson contract is an outlier, Kyler Murray got $189, which he didn't deserve. And even if he did deserve it, Lamar, at least based on that contract, is going to get 200.
Right, but here's the thing, though. Okay, so from what it seems is the NFL collectively has said we trying to move off that Deshaun Watson deal. We're not trying to make that. We're trying to make it an outlier. We ain't trying to deal with that. These other contracts, we know Aaron Rodgers gets damn near $50 million a year, right? Kyler Murray got the 189. Russell Wilson got the 150. They tired of giving up that guaranteed money. You saw what happened in Denver with Russell Wilson. And it was travesty. We get locked in with this guy. You know what I'm saying? So all that plays into the owners going, we're not trying to do the same thing with this dude, right? They've collectively said, we're not doing that.
Yep.
So if you get somebody right now, I'm not playing in Baltimore. And if you get somebody that's offering you significantly more money than what the Ravens was offering you, guaranteed. But it might not be Kyler Murray. It might not be Deshaun Watson. It's still way better than what they was offering, and it's somewhere else. Because if the owners is like, we're not giving another player guaranteed $200+ million. It's not happening. Is Joe Burrow going to get $200 million?
Yeah.
Plus?
Yeah. And so is, to be honest with you, I think Jalen Hurts may get it. I know Herbert's getting it. Burrow is definitely getting it.
I don't know if Hurts is gonna get it, bro.
I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna do with Jalen Hurts. They're gonna do a Mahomes type of contract. But see,
I agree with that.
They're gonna do 10 years, something crazy. Right. But Lamar doesn't want that. What Lamar wants, and I'm only going by what you basically hear from RG3 because he's kind of close to. But he wants I think a minimum of 4 to 5 years, maybe 6 years, and then he wants, mostly guaranteed. So he's looking for, you got to figure, more than 45, 46 a year at 5 years. Yeah. That's as long as it's over 200 and it's over 4 years, I think he'll be. So it's just a matter of the team that's going to get him there. That's what I think. And I don't think now, I think the relationship right now with the Ravens right now is just so damaged. There's no going back. I don't think
so you had 5 teams publicly come out and say, we're not interested in.
And the worst one, I before you even go on, was how Washington came on and said, yo, we good with, what is it, Sam Hinkle?
Howell. Sam Howell.
Sam Howell and whatever the other dude is.
But it was Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett. They were like, nah, we're good. And every sportscaster was like, wait a second, for real? Y'all really said that? Like
Eric Bieniemy could really use
Right.
Yeah, but did you all hear that Magic Johnson is actually in the ownership group that's looking to bid on them?
Yeah.
So if that happens, and again, the ownership is getting ready to change. I don't care. Whoever buys that team is going to want Lamar. They're not coming in there for Sam Howell. They're not. If the change of ownership happens before the draft or anytime soon, before the season, they're going to make a splash move. Who's ever spending that type of money? They're not spending $6 billion on a team and is happy with Sam Howell and Jacoby Brissett. You know what I'm saying? So they
might be Baker Mayfield. But the reason why I say that is because I could definitely see Joe Burrow getting 200+ guaranteed.
Yeah, he is.
I could see your boy in San Diego getting it.
He is.
Hey, let me
and you know who's gonna get the richest contract of all time?
Hey, if that happens,
Trevor Lawrence is gonna get the richest contract of all time.
Oh yeah, definitely. I agree with that. I agree.
Bro,
but hey, if that happens, first of all, if any of them dudes get a fully guaranteed, I think it might be some sort of lawsuit. Because that's just blatant racism and collusion right there. We already know it's collusion, of not giving Lamar a fully guaranteed deal. And the owners have said, we're not doing it. But if any of them other jokers get it, it's a problem.
Well, it's there's the image that they like to preserve.
Yeah.
And if you fit the bill and you winning, and see, that's the thing. If you deserve that money, you should get that money. And the arguments I hear about Lamar Jackson just so flimsy.
Yeah.
It's come on, man. Y'all really not gonna hate on this boy right now. I can't believe y'all.
Well, it's just how he's going about it. No agent, all of a sudden, so all the big boys and they're like, we can't let this happen.
Hold on, but here's the thing. How long has he been playing without an agent?
It's his whole career. I mean, it's the 5 years he's been in the league.
Witnessed this guy do. You had no problem dealing with him the last 5 years?
Yeah.
5 years. You could have broke him off after this MVP season. You could have locked him in. You wouldn't be in this predicament right now.
Yeah.
No.
Everything he was asked to do short of winning a Super Bowl, he's basically done. They hasn't gone to a conference championship yet. but he's won a playoff game, got the MVP, Rookie of the Year. He's gotten hurt. Everybody says, well, he didn't play this last year, the end of this year. Yeah, because he don't want to be RG3. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to risk his whole career trying to prove his worth. At this point, he's already proven his worth. It's just a matter of whether you willing to cut the check, and they're not willing to cut the check, and it's just a shame to me.
You know, the other team that has came up today, and this shows the power of hip hop, was New England Patriots. Meek Mill sent a text to Robert Kraft saying, "Yo, spoke to Lamar. Hey, wouldn't mind being up there." And Robert Kraft said,
"That's up to Bill."
No. Hell yeah. He said, "All right, that ain't me. It's Bill's call." Now we know Bill is a competitor.
Bill is in a little pickle right now.
Yeah.
Bill is in a pickle because, you know, it seems to be all Tom Brady in New England.
Yeah.
And he was the key to that success. You know, and
if it's Bill's decision, and the Patriots have really to me the best package they could offer Baltimore. They can offer Matt Jones and they number 1 pick. That's a good trade.
Bill O'Brien's going back there as the OC, isn't he?
They don't want Mac Jones.
Matt Jones not a bad QB. Not a bad QB.
He struggled last year again.
Yeah, he's not bad. I mean, there's worse.
Yeah, no, for sure there's worse. No doubt. He's not the worst, but he's like the
middle of the road.
He's in the worst quarter.
Yeah, but also I believe, you know, did he have an offensive coordinator?
No, he didn't. He didn't even have a quarterback coach.
No, he didn't.
He was out there on his own, man.
He really was. With 2 defensive guys trying to, you know.
In all fairness.
Yeah, I mean, he was really on his own. I don't think he's a bad quarterback, so I think that could work, especially if he got with Harbaugh, you know.
Then that may be a dark horse, the Patriots. But I definitely think his days with Baltimore are over, which is sad. And I think that I'm hoping somebody swoops in and makes the right deal, because I'm hoping he doesn't sit out the year. Yes. Because he's a cat that will stand on his integrity and see this thing through. But I'm just hoping that somebody comes in and pays him.
Yeah, I was hoping he ends up in Miami, but they're locked in with Tua,
which is crazy too. Tua, man, come on, you would see your life, man.
Yeah, you know, I was definitely not a fan of Tua all year last year, but healthy, he did a tremendous job.
He did.
I like to credit Waddle and, you know, Hill for that success. But you know, you got to get the ball there. He got the ball there.
Nah, he's a beast. He did his thing.
There it is.
And Miami's got a good team too.
Yeah.
They just got they got the cornerback now.
He's just one hit away. He's just one hit away. That's the reality of it. And
I wanted that kid to retire. I really did.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. You know, we pray for him. You know, hope the best. But so Aaron Rodgers is still not a Jet. What's going on with that? How that not like the still not? He's in the dark room. He's in the dark room.
He went to the dark room, came out, and now Green Bay has come out and said, "Yo, we never spoke to him."
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Like, we've never had a conversation with him. So it's something.
Well, the way it sounded like it went down is when he went into that darkness retreat, his people got word that they were shopping him. He came out and was in his feelings and then decided, at least that's what it sounded like. Because remember, he says prior to going into the dark room, he was 95% or 90% on retiring.
Yeah.
So if he's 90% on retiring, comes out of the dark room, feels that they're shopping him and he feels disrespected, and then now his first statement is he intends to play for the Jets. So it sounds like he was just basically felt blindsided by them and now wants to stick it to Green Bay. But either way, they're just working out a deal. And that's why there's nothing happening. They're just trying to put a deal together.
But that's so weird. If you hint at retiring, and then you go into a darkness retreat, like basically don't communicate with me. I can't be reached.
And you didn't say anything beforehand except you're leaning towards retiring.
Right, like that puts us in a predicament. So all right, where does that leave us? We got to wait for you to get your mind right to figure out what moves we're going to make. All right, we're going to force your hand. We're going to look to trade you because we need to know where we stand.
Yep.
And then he goes, oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and have some loose conversations with the Jets, but not really, like there's nothing ironed out. You're Aaron Rodgers. All of that's supposed to be ironed out before the announcement's made that you're going to the Jets. It's already ironed out.
But here's the other part that's strange about that. How is he having conversations or even talking about he wants to go to another team when he's under contract?
Well, I think they gave him permission. I think Green Bay gave him permission.
When they announced that they were shopping him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I guess that would be they have to if he's under contract. I mean, because they would have to give the other team because it would be tampering. If you think about it. Teams can't just talk to
I mean, look, I may have missed it. I don't remember that part of all of this. I remember him going into the dark room, talking about leaning towards retirement, coming out, and then saying, want to go to the Jets.
Well, prior to that, I saw an announcement and it said Green Bay gave Aaron Rodgers permission to seek a trade or to open or something like that. Because again, it would be tampering charges. Teams can't just come after you, or you can't just, openly negotiate when you're under contract.
Yeah, and that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And I was like,
no, yeah, that's accurate. That's definitely accurate.
All right.
Yeah.
But
man.
You can see all the moves that they're making to try to facilitate him and to basically put a package together to give to the Jets, because even them trading, the Jets trading their the Quincy who's it the last receiver they traded, basically they received a second round for that pick, which ultimately looks like that's one of the picks that they're going to send to Green Bay. So they're basically just trying to put whatever package they can put together for Aaron Rodgers, because apparently they're trying to hold on to that number 13 pick.
Yeah, and they still got to figure out. I know there's a deadline for us, him getting the $60 million, so they got to do something before that kicks in.
60.
So 60
guaranteed.
Yeah, 60. Yeah,
60 guaranteed. It's not like
60 guaranteed.
60 if you do this, if you do that, if you do the third. If you don't, then you only get like. How old is he?
He's making 59.5 guaranteed this year.
How old is he?
40.
40. When last time he made a serious run for the Super Bowl?
Not a while, but he was, a back-to-back MVP 3 years ago. So, I mean.
Oh. And then who won the MVP after he won it back-to-back?
Mahomes
and Lamar.
Oh.
No, Lamar didn't win it recently.
Lamar won it after Aaron went back-to-back.
No, he didn't.
Then he won it before.
Aaron won it back-to-back the last 2 years or 2 years prior.
All right.
So it was Lamar
before.
Yeah, Lamar, and then it was Rodgers back-to-back.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. No, I'm just saying, this dude get guaranteed $60 million at 40 years old, ain't really did much of nothing in the playoffs. And Udine, he was the MVP, but Lamar was the MVP right before him. And just the naysayers. Oh, yeah. It's just the naysayers, the people who hate on Lamar. That put things in perspective. How a team would be willing to pay Aaron Rodgers, and he's deserved it. I can't front on him, but I can't front on him either. So what's the problem?
Yeah, Lamar should get $50 million a year.
50.
He should get 50 mil.
50.
He will. It'll be a slow play though, because you figure these guys getting paid. Burrow's getting paid. Herbert's getting paid, and Hurts is getting paid. And it has to come soon. Now, these franchises, particularly Cincinnati and San Diego's, those are some conservative owners and some conservative ownership groups and like teams. So it's going to be very curious to see exactly what they get and how they structure it, because these are not like some free willy teams that throwing around money.
Right.
The Spanos and that Charger group, they're cheap. You know what I'm saying? The Cincinnati group, they're tight too. But these guys are deserving of it, white boys. They're gonna get paid.
And they're in markets that really don't facilitate that kind of money too.
True.
Yo, what did Matthew Stafford get from the Rams?
Oh God.
He got 100.
He got good money.
Million or something like that, but it wasn't a lot of guarantees. I think it was
like 89 guaranteed.
Yeah, I think it was like 80, but don't get it twisted. It was 2-year guarantee. And what has he done? He won a Super Bowl, but then this year he only played half the year. So I mean, he's another one collected.
Exactly, an 89 guarantee, 2-year deal. You know what I mean? Like 45 damn near million a year.
No, it was a 3-year deal.
3-year deal.
It was 89 guarantee. It was 100 and it was 120, I think, 3 years, and it was like 89 million guaranteed, something like that.
Still,
for the first 2 years. Yeah.
Somebody who was in the NFL for how long, didn't do much in Detroit, to come to this squad that was basically built to win the Super Bowl. He did his thing. He played his part. Can't take that away from him. No doubt. Won a Super Bowl. But, to cake him off like that, like, all right, projecting into the future, what do we expect from Matthew Stafford, really?
Nothing.
Oh, injury. Oh, what do you know? No argument. No pushback. No, it's just the same thing. Ezekiel Elliott. Let's talk about it.
Ooh.
Well, I think the Cowboys did the right thing by, they had to. You can't count him $10 million towards your cap, so they had to release him. Now, it's sounding like he got he's down to 3 teams: the Eagles, Cincinnati, and who's the third team? But I like Cincinnati for him. Listen, he's a short yardage specialist, and he has a nose for the end zone. Yeah. He's not some bell cow that's toting the rock 30 times a game anymore. He's that short yardage cat that can score, that is good for pass protection as well. Mm-hmm. So, the best of luck to him, but Cowboys don't need him.
Yeah, who do you think will pick him up, if anybody?
I think Cincinnati.
Oh, you said Cincinnati? Yeah.
I like him in Cincinnati. I like him in Philly too. Short yardage situations.
Mm-hmm.
I think he still has value in the right situation.
Yeah, I definitely do. But just not, at 10 million per.
Right.
Cowboys, that was too much. I mean, what we re-signed, we signed Ronald Jones, $2 million veteran. That's all you need.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah, that's a good deal. And Pollard, we actually hit him with the franchise tag.
Yep.
So our backfield solidified. And
now, we back to Lamar, franchise tag on Lamar is much different than the franchise tag on Tony Pollard. Like Tony Pollard breaking his ankle, right? We don't know what's going to happen. Let's franchise tag him, lock him in for a good amount of money that's not breaking the bank because we don't know what's going to happen. But we won't. They could have cut him.
Yeah.
They could have said we're gonna move on. You know what I mean? Like that's big shout out to the Jones organization. I don't usually say that.
Wow.
That was dope. No, it was dope.
No, that was a good one.
Yeah. I thought that was dope. That was dope.
Yeah, but Hawk, look at the talent. They still got him for cheap. You know what I'm saying? If he wasn't a baller, if he wasn't as valuable commodity, they wouldn't have done that.
You know, if he didn't break his ankle, he'd have been sticking him up. He would have stuck him up, and deservedly so. If he didn't break his ankle, even if they don't go further than the play, like he was about to get a check. Like he was about to get locked in.
Yeah, but they still had his rights. So they still, I mean, believe me, they're still working on something long term with him, but they will still franchise them. You know, no matter what. That's the value of the tag.
So he still owned his rights. I thought his deal was up.
Nah.
Okay.
This is the option. This is the year.
This is the option year.
That baby year, that option year is when they can franchise. Depending on, and I think this was his last year in the option. So yeah, they were able to do that and tag him, so they get him for cheaper than what he would have cost.
So you're saying they had him in a multi-year option scenario?
Yeah, he was in he. I think this was the last year of last year. Well, this coming off this year was the last year of his first contract, and then they had an option year, which they used to franchise him. So next year would have been an option year, and they basically, if you don't reach an extension, then you can use the franchise on him. That's basically how it works, and that's what he did.
Makes sense.
Gotcha. Yeah, fellas, it's 9:00, and it's a good 2 hours.
Yep, time for this McDonald's game.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. I appreciate
you. Bronny gonna win MVP?
103.
I think he's gonna play well. I mean, I got to go for my Jersey guys. There's 3 Jersey guys in this, so you got DJ Wagner, Aaron Bradshaw, and kid. What's the third kid? Macombo or something like that. African name. So it's 3 Jersey kids that I'm rooting for.
Okay.
So
big up. Peace, JT. Salute.
Peace.
All right, gentlemen.
See you next week after the Final Four.
Actually, I'm actually out tomorrow, maybe.
Oh yes, possibly yes.
Yeah. Let us know.
All right, there it is.
Peace.
Peace.